yeah, if you think you're going to do it in your own strength, then you know what? Yeah, you can do it.
COVID, it's been helping people move their businesses from offline or brick and mortar to online.
Systems are more important than skills as an entrepreneur today.
It's totally okay to reinvent yourself multiple times, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Profitable Coaching Conversations with Wendy Y. Bailey. If you're a coach, speaker, or industry expert, you're in the right place for sales and marketing wisdom and insight to grow your coaching business. Now, here's your host, Income Acceleration Mentor, Wendy Y. Bailey.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm always excited to bring you amazing guests, and today's guest is no different. Gina Calvano of Indigo Force is a certified career coach, and she's a lot more than that, but we're going to get into that, and we're going to talk about her new book, From Burnout to Purpose, as well. Welcome to the show, Gina.
Thank you, Wendy Y. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you. I really am. So before we start talking about the book, tell us a little bit about what you do, because as I said, you're so much more than a career coach. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Thank you. Well, I always say to people that I am more of a connecting to a sense of purpose coach than just a career coach. But even back before I was coaching, I worked in corporate human resources. My last job in corporate human resources, I was a head of human resources. And even in that job, I've always been dedicated to helping people who feel drained to discover and give what they could be counted on for no matter what. I always felt like I inspired executives, new employees, just everyone I've worked with, my peers, to just live and work more consciously. And now in my practice, I really am focused on showing people how to do three things primarily. One, of course, is to discover their true work. You know, what is it that you ultimately want to enable and be valued for in return? The second is to get aligned and to connect with sustainable sources of fulfillment. And that's really the number one way to recover or prevent job burnout. And number three, to just become a master at recognizing opportunities that are perfectly served by your talents and skills. In essence, I just want people to do powerful work they love, even at a job they may hate.
Yeah. There's something about when you're doing work that you love, that you feel like you're somehow connected to, how much you gain from the experience and how clear your path is when you're on that road, for sure. So how long have you been in your business, and what led to you writing the book?
Wow, I've been a career coach now for like 11 years. I think December will be 12 years that I'm doing this. And I worked in corporate for over 20 years. Mm-hmm. But why I ultimately wrote the book is, you know, when I was always an employee relations expert. That's the field that I came up before I was a head of human resources. And I have always felt that there's just never a definitive solution available for people who just feel disengaged, who feel burned out, who long for this connection to a sense of purpose through their work. And I think that people have always felt like, well, if I work in corporate, how connected to a sense of purpose can I be? But you can. And being in HR, I've always felt that, you know, I can never really say to people what I want to say to them. I always have to keep protecting the company first and foremost.
Yeah, it's a different role. It's a different
absolutely
role, sure. Yeah.
Right. So I feel really privileged and honored that in this lifetime, I get to be on both sides of the desk. I get to be, you know, understand the company's perspective. And now I really get to focus on the individual and what they really have to offer. So I wrote this book because honestly, you know, I feel like I've been called to do it. And I know a lot of people say that, and what does that really mean? But it honestly, for me, it just feels like I didn't feel like I had permission to even die until I put this book out there. Okay. It was something I really had to say about, you know, why people are so blocked from connecting to purpose. There are people in this world who are born to know what they want to do, and those who aren't. everybody has that opportunity. And granted, it naturally comes easier for some versus others, but I really wanted to show people a way to connect to it. And I personally experienced it. I personally went through burnout when I was just 26 years old. So I wanted to, I really wanted to say to people, here's how I got out of that, and you can too.
Wow. The thing that I love about your story and, you know, your reason for writing the book is you've got that dual perspective. You know, you've got the company perspective as well as the individual perspective. And then you also sort of color all of that with your own personal experience of burnout. So, you know, when you started writing the book and you really got into the nuts and bolts of what it was about, did you already know you were going to write about burnout and purpose? Or did that develop based on you researching and starting to write? What was that process like for you?
Yeah, I did not. I knew, talking about the cart before the horse, right? I knew I wanted to write a book, but I had no idea about what. And I had this overwhelming feeling that I was supposed to write something, but I didn't know what. So it took me years to do this, you know, the years to figure out what it is that I'm supposed to write. And when I started out my coaching practice, I was all about helping people find a career that was a better match with who they are naturally. And in essence, what I found by coaching so many people, and I coach people at all levels, not just C-suite executives, but I coach college students, kids that are in school that know they don't want to use their degree. I mean, I really help. The only common denominator is you really want to make a meaningful difference in the world through your work. It's not just about making a lot of money. So what I found from all of these people is that they didn't necessarily make poor matches as much as they really didn't know what it was they had to offer. They didn't know what it was about them that came easily, what fulfilled them, and what they wanted to feel validated for. So for me, I really related to that because, you know, I went through periods in my life where I questioned my career choice. I questioned if I was on the right path. I didn't feel connected to a mission or a passion. I didn't feel connected to a hobby, less a passion.
Mm-hmm.
So I had no idea how to figure out what it was. And it's painful when you don't know, but when you can't figure out how to figure it out, you suffer. And that was what I really saw in a lot of people. So it's this feeling of this lack of confidence that you're doing the right thing in life. And so that's when I started to really recognize that my work I was being called down a path of showing people how to return to a sense of clarity, confidence, and conviction for your work. I had to show people what I did, what I went through.
Yeah. And then the writing, I can only imagine, started to flow.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I just remembered when I was head of human resources, that was the most fulfilling, natural job I had had at that point in my life. It just felt so natural for me to be in that leadership role. I had a phenomenal team. I had a great relationship with the C-suite, and it was a tough company. You know, people, they did not favor HR when I first started working there. And I really cultivated that over time. And I did that by just staying focused on what is the one thing I have to do. I've never been a head of HR before. I'm running a corporate function. I have to go on what comes easy to me. And what came easy to me, I figured out, was helping people make confident decisions. So no matter what came my way, that was always my filter. How can I help you make a confident decision here? How can I help you make a decision you can go home and look at yourself in the mirror for? So when I switched to coaching, I feel like I had to reconfigure in a weird way or expand upon what I did. And I wasn't sure how to do that. So I made a commitment to writing. I was just going to write whenever I had a thought about something, or whenever somebody asked me a question or an interesting interaction with a client. I really made a strong commitment to writing through blogging. I just started a blog and I would post very religiously for over 3 years. And that's how my message started to come out. So when I wanted to write the book, I just went to the most popular blog post. And I'll never forget the name of it. It was Purpose versus Calling. What's the difference? And people kept commenting on that. And I'm like, it's right under my nose where to start. And that's how I started it.
Nice. Very, very nice. The thing that I know about you too, that you haven't talked a lot about, was when you were in the space of writing, you were also developing programs to support people at the same time. You want to say a little bit about that?
Well, that really happened because of you, Wendy Y. I found you, and I just felt like, I got my coaching certification. That was like one of the first things I did. And, in coaching, they really kind of teach you to be with your client and what do they want to discuss and what do they want to talk about. And for me personally, that just didn't feel authentic, shall we say. I am much more of I knew that my client was somebody that was confused and stuck. And if they knew what they wanted to talk about, they wouldn't have hired me. So I felt like
that's a lot of pressure on them. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I don't like it. Personally, I don't like it. I don't like when I hire a coach and they're like, what would you like to talk about today? To me, that's therapy. That's not coaching.
Right.
So I really wanted to find a way to write you're here, let me understand your problem, and let me show you how. Let me offer you a way of how you can get unstuck from where you are. So that felt like a program for me. And then shortly after I made that decision, I honestly don't remember how I was referred to you, but I found you and I just said, that is for me. She is the person for me. I'm signing up. It was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, did you not only deliver, you spoiled me for all other coaches because I'm so used to you. That's exactly what you did. You took me by the hand. You showed me how to do it. You delivered everything you said. And at the end of it, I had my program and I felt so great about it. Yeah. I wanted to be you. And like the way she did it for me, that's what I want to do for my clients.
Yeah. The thing that I remember from, it's been a while, but the thing that I remember from our work together, you really nailed down your content in a way that I don't think before that you had a grasp of what you really wanted to do. So I was glad we were able to work together and put that strategy in place for you. And since then, like I was looking at your bio, and the program that you worked with me on was one program, but you've developed like a boot camp and some other things from the work that you started. Say a little bit more about that and how that even contributed to your writing the book.
Well, I feel like, so far on this career coaching journey, I feel like I do everything in the opposite direction, but you know what? It's my process. It's what works for me. I kind of start at the end and then work at the beginning, but I did develop my full boot camp, which is start to finish, go from confused to, focused on here are the types of, career paths I'm researching. I figured out how to match myself. I know what matters most about me and how to match that to a career. So that is a full program that can run 6 to 7 weeks, depending on certain nuances that people need. I help people with everything from, defining your personal brand. How do I nail that down? What do I say to people that matters most about me? And how do I take that and marry it with my skills and abilities to the career that I want to go to? I help them figure out career paths that are right for them. I'm certified in several assessments. I help them do career research. How do you do this research? How do you move forward? I tell them the pieces that they should take here. They get an executive summary when they're done. So this is exactly what you should take to a resume writer, so that you're really putting your brand out there. If they land the job of their dreams, I do onboarding with them for 8 weeks. I hold your hand through your first 8 weeks of your job. So I really do a lot of
really
different
comprehensive,
things.
Really comprehensive. Yeah, good stuff.
So I just start out with, I have a free, it's not a free consultation, but if you work with me, it becomes free. It's just a free it's $57, 1 hour. I understand your story, what you have going on, what you're feeling and experiencing. I help you have a breakthrough about something that matters right then and there about whatever career you may match to. So you really get a flavor of what it's like to work for me. I'm not just about, I need a better LinkedIn profile and I need to figure out
Sure.
the companies that can hire me.
Sure.
So from there, this I teach a lot about what it is to be connected to a sense of purpose and calling.
Mhm.
And where most of my clients start is that they're burned out. So that just seemed like the natural first book to write, From Burnout to Purpose.
Yeah. And this is the first of a series of books, right?
Yes, I definitely intend to write more. The second one, my working title is, From Purpose to Calling. So if you've gone from burnout to purpose, next is purpose to calling. And then from
Nice.
there, it's going to be more about, like getting to work, like getting to work as in you get to make this meaningful difference in the world and also now do it. Now that you've really discovered who you are and what you have to offer effortlessly, you can do it even in the face of adversity, even in a job that you hate, even with people around you that you think don't deserve fully what you have to offer. So it's going to be more stories of how people have leveraged what they've learned about themselves in some trying circumstances.
Nice, nice. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll jump into our profitable wisdom segment. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Awesome. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Lee Chambers, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I'm Laura E. West, a certified lipsologist, and you've tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now, and you'll be notified when the next episode goes live.
Hi, I am Rodney Dout, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
Okay, so welcome back. We're talking with author, certified career coach, and, just human resources, purpose partner, Gina Calvano. Thank you so much for being here again, Gina.
Thank you, Wendy Y.
Yeah, so let's jump into our profitable wisdom segment. These are 5 questions that I pose to almost every guest, and it's because it gives us some real insight into you, but it also offers a lot of value in your perspective to the people who are watching and listening. So the first question I always ask is, who's had the greatest influence on you in your life?
This is an interesting question because I really don't feel like it's any one individual. I really feel like the greatest influence on my life has been my spiritual connection. So you can call it God, universe, energy, soul, spirit, right? Whatever you want to call it. That has really been the greatest influence for me. It's just helped me to really know who I am. And to really focus on observing myself more than judging other people, and to just notice opportunities, not just notice good opportunities, but to be able to handle and fully participate in good opportunities. I just feel like that spiritual connection has really been my greatest moral compass and influence.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you were talking. It's almost like your personal guidance system is
Yes.
what has formed and informed and shaped everything that you do in business. So.
I remember having this distinct moment. I do pray every night before I fall asleep. It's like the last thing. I have these prayers that I go through. And I remembered one time when I was feeling my most content, which is when I was in this one particular job. I made a job change. Me and my husband made a decision that we were going to have baby number 2. I felt like I had my whole life planned out and I was content. And I remembered instead saying, what do you want me to do? I think I have it all figured out. What do you want me to do? And I'll do it no matter what. And from that point on, I had a series of miscarriages. That's when I became head of HR. that's when things shifted with my parents and the care that they needed. It seemed like everything went into upheaval at that point. And I'm not saying it wasn't hard. It felt confusing, but I just always feel the hand of God in my life consistently. And
it sounds like there's an element of surrender.
Yes.
That you experienced when I know from my own personal experience that upheaval is sort of what paves the way for you to surrender and know that you're really not moving these parts.
Right.
You're not managing stuff.
Right.
It is a different hand, as you said,
yes,
in your life that's making the difference, that's moving you and positioning things. And yeah,
that's my guide.
Yeah, very, very good. So what's the best business advice you've ever received? And it can be related to the book or related to, when you started your business or made the transition.
Yeah.
Into your business.
I don't remember where I heard this, but it always stuck with me. And I'm not even going to quote the person. It's just, this is what I got from whatever it is they profoundly said. But the gist of it is that you have everything you need to move forward in your life and in your business right now. And it's often right under your nose. You don't even have an ability to fully recognize it yet. But that's what I mean by, what is it that you want me to do right now? And then I feel like the ability to recognize the resources that are right around you, right under your nose, is where your next step is. Just as I was mentioning before about what do I write this book about? And just having this moment that this one post keeps getting hits, purpose versus calling, what's the difference? So that's what I mean. Everything you need is right around you, and it's often right under your nose.
Yeah, just got to pay attention to it.
Right.
So what's your largest single sale in your business? What was the amount and what was the circumstances? And what did you do to celebrate?
So the biggest single sale I ever had was approximately $20,000. I had a client who came to me. She was a C-suite executive, and she didn't want to be a C-suite executive anymore.
Wow.
And
it's hard being at that level.
Yes. And it also has, she was in a publicly traded company. So there's a lot of implications there about somebody in the C-suite not being happy. So we worked together, and I helped her get a deeper view for who she was and how to match herself more appropriately. She did leave her company. She did go to another organization that was also a publicly traded company, and she felt great about it. So she ended up hiring me to do some of that onboarding work with her. So I was with her for 8 weeks in her new job. And I want to say it was really fast. It was about 2 or 3 weeks in her job. The CEO who she reported to asked her, how are you hitting the ground running so effortlessly right out of the gate? And she shared her secret story with them that she was working with a coach. And they were in Massachusetts, and the CEO flew me to Massachusetts to meet with him. And I ended up doing a lot of consulting work for him and his executive team. And overall, in the end, there were a couple of other little ad hoc things I helped their human resources department with. So that was my greatest sales opportunity. It's interesting because you just don't.
Those stories. I love those kind of stories because you just don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. You just don't know what it's going to lead you to. Each client is so, just a world of opportunity for both of us.
For sure, for sure. And we all have times when we feel like we want to just throw in the towel and give up. What has helped you move through those times to, stand on your feet, to keep going, to, stay the course?
Yeah. Especially, with my business, it's always just been a steady flow of clients, and it always just worked. I had young children. That was a big motivator for me to switch from head of HR to career coaching. My husband ran a corporate function. I ran a corporate function. He did a lot of international travel. I found out I was 40, having our second baby, and I had aging parent issues going on. So we both just decided we didn't want to hire other people to be there with our kid. It meant a lot to us to be the people who were, raising our kids. So since I had the aging parent issues, it seemed right that I would be the one to transition. And for me, it just was always enough of a steady flow of clients that it worked. I had this unbelievable sense of work-life balance, greater than anything any policy I could have put out there as head of HR in corporate. So that always kind of kept me going with the business. But with the book, Wendy, why? This took me years to write this book. I had a lot of times when I wanted to give up on the book, but the three biggest things were, number one, first and foremost, that spiritual connection to it, that feeling that I literally could not die unless I put this message out there. The second was the commitment to blogging really helped me find that voice, that writing. I made that commitment. Just tell me I asked the question, tell me what you want me to do, show me. And my commitment back was, I promise that if an idea comes to me, I will write it down no matter what I'm doing. So I spent about 3 years, pad and paper everywhere I went, in the shower, shampoo in my hair, writing something down, in bed at night, writing it down when I wake up. And these messages just kept coming. And then that evolved into the blogging and the writing. And I was so committed to that. It was diehard. It was every other Friday I had to put something out. And I remember one week I had nothing, just nothing came to me. And my husband said, come on, let's go out to dinner with this other couple that we're really good friends with. And I'm like, I have to write. I have to figure something out, but I couldn't. So we went, and we're sitting there at dinner, and our friend, he looked at me and he just data dumped that he was going through this really hard struggle at work, just overwhelmed by watching people who were junior to him, in his opinion, get it promoted over him. And I just thought, wow, what would I say about that? But listening to him, it felt like it just came through me. So again, that assurance that it would always come to me. I don't have to worry about periods of time with the book where I hit writer's block. When it's right to come, it will come, what to say and what to write. I just had to keep doing what I'm doing. And then honestly, the third thing, the pandemic just created the space to finish it. So that's what really kept me going.
Very, very cool. The thing that I heard in everything that you said, Gina, is, sometimes you don't know what to do when you're in that space of feeling like giving up, but you have to just be still, get quiet, and you never know what will be revealed to you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I heard.
Right.
And what's your greatest personal accomplishment outside of your business?
Of course, I'm going to say my kids, my husband, my family, but I know everybody says that. So aside from family, I honestly believe it would have to be, just finding my voice and developing a belief that who I am and what I have to say matters, and offering it over and over again, no matter what, like letting other people be free to say, that's not helpful, that stinks, that's stupid, just letting other people and not worrying so much about how are people going to respond, but my job is to offer it, and their job is to respond in a way that's truthful for them. Yeah. So I feel like finding that voice and developing my belief that it mattered is probably my greatest accomplishment. And there's so much in that, Wendy. Why? Because it involved like healing a lot of past trauma, a lot of disappointments, getting to really know myself on a deeper level, giving up pleasing other people, stop worrying about fitting in, stop worrying about giving people a pass for bad behavior, becoming really boundaried, but in a healthy way. And just following my path, not
That's some
expecting.
deep work, Gina.
Yeah.
That's some deep work to get to your greatest accomplishment. That's some heavy work, but it's a good thing,
Yeah. It took a long time for me to really get it that my soul, everyone's soul, is worth more than other people's egos, and you really have to mind what are you enabling in this world business?
Mhm.
So I would say for me, just being on that path, and
It's huge. Some
been
people
huge.
it takes a lifetime. Like
Yes.
I have clients who are significantly older that are still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
So, the fact that you recognize it and you've done the work to get there says volumes about how that accomplishment really is showing up and bearing fruit in your life as well. So I think
Yes.
that's awesome. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I would love for you to share your parting thought. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Joanna Pawlowski, and you are tuned into Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, and subscribe now so you get notified when the next episode goes live.
Hey, I am Lisa Santiago McNeil, and you are tuned in to the Profitable Coaching Conversations show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Make sure that you like, comment, review, and subscribe so that you're notified when the next episode goes live. See you later.
Hi, I'm Gina Calvano, and you're tuned into the Profitable Coaching Conversation show with Wendy Y. Bailey. Like, comment, review, and subscribe now so you're notified when the next episode goes live.
So welcome back. We've been having a really great conversation with author, certified career coach, Gina Calvano. And, you've dropped such nuggets of wisdom that, if there's one thing that you really want people to walk away from our conversation with, what's that one thing, that nugget, that that juicy thing that you really want to highlight? You dropped a lot, but what's the one thing that you have in mind?
I would say, focus on getting the clarity of who you are on a soul level. And what I mean by soul level is meaning what you want to enable on this planet and be valued for in return. What's effortless for you to offer to others, and it can make a meaningful difference. And the confidence to live life from that, and having the energy to offer it and follow through on it, that will come natural. Confidence is a byproduct of clarity, and conviction is a byproduct of confidence. So do the work, do the work. We all get burned out. There's no shame in being burned out. If you work hard, you at some point in your life will get burned out. You can get on that path to connecting with the clarity of who you are on a soul level.
Yeah.
And I think that's what matters.
Very good. So Gina, thank you so much for being here. I know you have a gift that is tied to your book.
Yes.
The name of your book is From Burnout to Purpose: Simple Strategies for a Soul-Fulfilling Approach to Work. What's your gift that you want everyone to get?
So my gift is that there's a workbook companion guide. It's kind of like a way to just capture your journey as you're going from this path to burnout to the path of purpose. So it really there's some nice prompts in there. It's done chapter by chapter. So it's just a handy little guide that you can have there to journal your experiences, practicing the concepts in the book. And it just helps you to have a more meaningful and enjoyable experience of making the transition from burnout to purpose.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Gina, as always, it's good to see you. It's good to chat with you. Congratulations on the book. Everybody check out the show notes so that you can grab the book and download the workbook as well, that companion to the book. Thanks so much for being here, Gina.
Thank you, Wendy Y.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. Hopefully you will tune in to another episode. Be sure that you join the after party at profitablecoachingsociety.com. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for tuning into Profitable Coaching Conversations with Wendy Y. Bailey. Be sure to join us at the after party at www.profitablecoachingsociety.com. We'll see you next time for more sales and marketing wisdom and insight from Wendy Y and her amazing guests. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you know when new episodes are posted.